All right, we are live. We're going to try this for about 30 to 40 minutes max because I think I'm still having problems with my sound card. So comment below. Let me know how the sound is. I've been hearing a lot of crackling and all that good stuff. But other than that, welcome. The Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael Lee Sanders here. You're checking out an all new the RCWR show coming at you this Monday. What is it? April 27th. 2015. Man, I got to be brutally honest, as we are talking about WWE Raw tonight. It's the aftermath of the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. My mind is elsewhere right now because I reside in the DMV area, more specifically in the Maryland area, and I'm about 50 minutes, a little less than that, from Baltimore. And I don't see how anybody would not know about this. But today has been a very, very crazy day as we've just been having riots just breaking out left and right. So my mind, my thoughts and prayers is definitely with my friends and family that are up in those areas that have suffered. A lot of businesses have suffered greatly, and to the point, I had a hard time thinking about wrestling tonight. I got to be brutally honest because I came home and I was just glued to the TV set. But we did not talk about Extreme Rules last night. We didn't come on at all because of the sound card problems I was having. So we're doing it here tonight for you guys, really to kind of make up for it. But I'm just letting you guys know off the break. This is going to be your typical review that you usually get from me on Monday nights. But, we'll see what we can do. We'll see if we can have a little fun. I kept getting nags from a couple of people if I was going to talk about Extreme Rules. I'll be talking about it on the podcast Tuesday night. I'll give you the details on how you can check that out, as we'll be going all over the place on our podcast. Those of you that's looking for actual WWE Raw footage for tonight's episode, check out WWE Fan Nation on their YouTube channel. That's WWE Fan Nation, or you can check them out on their website at WWE.com. Photos, video highlights, the works. All right, let's have at it. All right, so aftermath of the Extreme Rules pay-per-view event, as now the company and I like the way that they executed tonight's episode. It was pretty much all about the return of the King of the Ring. You got 3 hours you got to kill. What better way to try to keep viewers into those whole 3 hours than by saying, hey, it's the return of our King of the Ring tournament, which we had not seen since 2010. And, when I think about the King of the Ring tournament, it always puts a smile on my face. Personally, my favorite moments for King of the Ring winners, at least, I like the journey that culminated with Stone Cold Steve Austin, the birth of Austin 316. I loved it when William Regal had won right when he was about to get that mega push as the Raw general manager. That was like some of the best riveting programming that I've seen to date. William Regal was on such a great momentum ride up until some old demons came back to haunt him, and they had to strip him of that position that he was in. But man, I'm telling you, if it wasn't for that, there's just no telling where he would have ended up. He might have been a multi-time heavyweight champion by now. You never know. That's just how damn good he was back then. Another moment that comes into mind, and I gotta mention this because I'm a hardcore Brock Lesnar fan, but I remember when he won King of the Ring. I thought that was freaking just awesome. King Booker. Come on, the birth of King Booker and Queen Sharmell. Great moments right there, man. I'm curious, what were some of you all's favorite King of the Ring moments? I know some of you all are probably like, but Lee, what about Bret Hart? I mean, there's so many other names that's out there that could be considered, really great moments. It's just all about personal taste. So for me, what all I just covered, those are just my personal picks, but I'd love to know what your personal favorite memories were from the King of the Ring tournaments over the years. Post those comments down below, and we'll follow up with you all's input on our Tuesday night live podcast edition. But King of the Ring tournament came back in full effect. It's going to be a 2-night event. It's going to wrap up tomorrow night exclusively on the WWE network beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern. Quickly, let's talk about some of these matches that came about. And overall, I'll tell you what were some of the best matches that came to us of the night. Our first match up, we had saw Wade Barrett defeat Dolph Ziggler. Now, Barrett actually had got a little bit of help as we had saw Sheamus come out at one point, basically to rub it in Ziggler's face that he made Ziggler there kiss his arse at the pay-per-view last night, which, by the way, I gotta just pat myself on the back a little bit. But then again, if you really think about it, let's be brutally honest, I think it was really clear-cut that Dolph Ziggler was probably gonna win, right? I don't know. I mean, I had a couple of people send me little private messages and all that were like, "You're still stupid. It's obvious. It's obvious that Sheamus is going to win. You don't know what you're talking about. Sheamus is going to win. You suck." And it's kind of like, really, dude? It's like, okay. But sure enough, you go back to our prediction special, and the way I laid out how Sheamus was going to basically screw Dolph Ziggler. I said on that prediction special, Ziggler would win. Only thing that I messed up just a little bit, but I'm still going to give myself partial credit for it, was the fact that I said that the low blow and all that stuff, it probably was going to, like, if I were writing it, I would stretch it out on Monday Night Raw. You got 3 hours. You got to kind of kill it anyway. I would have had the Kiss My Ass segment go down on there. But WWE, they decided to let the ass kissing go down at the pay-per-view, which is a fine move considering how it had set up tonight as Sheamus interfered in Ziggler's match. And pretty much he was talking hot crap to Ziggler. Wade Barrett attacking Ziggler from behind, setting up the finisher there with the bull hammer, picking up the victory to advance in your first King of the Ring tournament match. That would be followed up later on in the night by, according to my notes here, it looks like we had R-Truth defeat Mr. Sinister Stardust. Look, I got a tweet from our good pal Razor Ramon, not to be confused with the actual Razor Ramon, but he thinks that maybe this is the start of a reignited push, if you will, for R-Truth, that maybe this is truly the end of the spiders for R-Truth. I gotta call it as I see it, as a African American man. I truly believe in some crude little sick twisted humor. Some of the guys in the back that were writing and trying to figure out who needs to be in what place for the tournament, the participants and all that, I honestly believe in my heart of hearts somebody said, hey, we've got all these white people that's in here, we got to put a black person in there. Well, all the black people that we know of, well, they're currently the tag team champions right now. Oh yeah, that's right. What about R-Truth? What, we're going to make him win the King of the Ring tournament? No, are you kidding me? And they all probably had a hearty laugh at that. But they probably said, no, let's just put him in there and, let's make it look like he's going to go somewhere. Let's have him advance to the semifinals and, we can kill him off. He's not going to go to the finals. Oh, okay, yeah, we can do it like that. Honestly, that's the vibe that I was getting. Now, some of you all may be like, Lee, that's pretty messed up. That's a messed up thing to say. I'm calling it how I see it, quite honestly. I think they looked at how many participants they had, and they said they had too many white people, and they decided to put R-Truth in there. The last time I was truly invested in R-Truth, and I've said this many times over the years that we've been on the air, last time I was invested in this man was when he was a badass heel, and he was just attacking people with water bottles and all kinds of sick crap, and it ended up with him having a match against John Cena for the title. It was at a Capital Punishment pay-per-view a couple of years back. That was like the last time I was really like into R-Truth. Since then, I mean, he's just been so flatlined, man. It's freaking ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. When I see him come out, I'm a little happy and all that, because part of me knows that when R-Truth comes out, he's definitely going to deliver all the goods. He's going to deliver at his end. It's up to that other opponent to try to figure out if they're going to be able to keep up with him, if they can match him or, exceed without embarrassing him. But honestly, that's just the vibe that I feel nowadays. Whenever I see R-Truth, I say, oh, hey, yeah, it's Truth. Yay. I know I'm going to get a good match, but that's pretty much as far as the excitement goes. It's kind of like Kofi Kingston, oh, hey, here comes Kofi. Yay. All right. That's just how I feel with regards to that. Later on in the night, we would see Sheamus defeat Dean Ambrose. That would come via disqualification, as Ziggler decided to repay Sheamus for interfering in his match earlier in the night. Now, only difference is Ziggler, he got eliminated because Barrett pinned him cleanly in the middle of the ring, 1, 2, 3. Whereas when you look at this match that Sheamus had against Dean Ambrose, because Dolph Ziggler attacked Sheamus, referee automatically threw the match out, gave Dolph Ziggler, or yeah, I said that right, gave Dean Ambrose is what I meant to say. I apologize, guys. Gave Dean Ambrose the disqualification, thus awarding the win to Sheamus. So you can't help but kind of wonder if there's going to be any type of friction at all between Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler. We shall wait and see. I'm hoping maybe something plays out on this week's SmackDown. It'd be kind of nice to kind of see that pick up. Maybe those two guys have a match on SmackDown. Who knows? And in our last King of the Ring match for tonight, we saw the man that gravity forgot, Neville, pick up a well-fought victory over Luke Harper. I was looking at this match. I was like, man, which way is this going to go? Because it literally could have went either way. But I just really had to kind of look at this and just say, man, Neville is so white hot right now. I mean, even when this guy has been losing the few times that he's been losing, the man has still just been so on point. The man's just been white hot. He's my man to win the whole thing. As far as the King of the Ring tournament, I think he's going to be it. If you guys beg to differ, you think somebody else is going to win the King of the Ring tournament, here's what I want you guys to do. This is a nice way to kind of have everybody, interact or whatever. All right. If you agree with Adrian Neville being the person that's going to win, just post Adrian Neville down below. Now, I don't want everybody to just go with Adrian Neville. Whoever posts Adrian Neville first, if you see that name is there, then I want you to go on ahead and I want you to click on the little thumbs up, give it a thumbs up. More people that do that, whatever. If you think it's going to be somebody else, then you post that name. Everybody just post the names of all the people that's in the tournament right now. And basically we have the whole list. We can set it up like that, and then that way people can just go in and they can vote who they think is going to win. And whichever name has the most thumbs up, I mean, we'll reveal the results. If we have enough tallies, we'll reveal the results as early as Tuesday night. Hopefully we can get enough votes, because it'd be kind of nice if we had the votes come in right before we came on the air. That would be pretty badass. But I truly believe he's going to win the whole deal. How about the reaction that he was getting from that Green Bay, Wisconsin crowd tonight? I mean, the chants for his name, for NXT, I'm telling you, man, when you just kick back and you just think about how NXT was doing, like right before the whole WWE network explosion and all that, I mean, the growth in the fan base that NXT has been having all these months, largely thanks in part to the WWE network. I think it's a testament to any and all things that's good within the WWE right now, and we definitely got to make sure credit goes where it's due to Triple H, who did a very interesting interview last week where he talked about his responsibilities in WWE. He went into great details about it. Not to spoil anything for you guys, but I'd highly would encourage you to try to look for that interview. I don't think I have the link on my desktop right now, but what I can do when we're done with the show, I'll post it on our Facebook page so you guys can check it out. But just the great reaction that Neville was getting, and plus I'm just thinking about the whole King of the Ring tournament. I'm looking at it from, okay, it's back, but do we really want, not necessarily an old head, but do we really want a familiar face, somebody that we've seen already be decorated with all types of championships and all that? Do we really want to see them get that little niche, get that added uh, of a list of accomplishments? Do we really want to see them get the King of the Ring thing as well? I think Neville is the perfect person that can get that. Honestly, I was looking at Neville or Harper, one of those two guys. But now that it looks like it's going to be Neville, I think definitely that's the way to go. But hey, that's just my personal opinion with regards to that. John Cena cut one very passionate promo as he is not really too keen. At least that's the vibe I was kind of getting. But in either case, he came off pretty confident. I'm just going to start dubbing this like it really feels like Rocky. It feels like the first Rocky movie where Apollo Creed, he's giving an unknown or whatever the opportunity to face him for the championship. That's how it kind of feels like with John Cena. But I'm gonna add a new element to it. I think I'm gonna try to start a new trend going on here. It also kind of feels like Street Fighter. I look at John Cena as Gal, since he's always wanted to be, in the military, and he's always, thumbs up soldier, all that good stuff. I have John Cena being Gal, and I look at Rusev as Zangief. That's just my that's just my personal preference. Okay, that's just my personal preference. Lana, I think she's Cammy. I think that's perfect. I think she's Cammy. Quite well. No, Cammy's American, isn't she? So I don't know. Somebody help me out. I haven't played Street Fighter in a couple of years. Do they have a hot female Russian chick character? If so, post the name down below. But that's just exactly how it's coming off to me. We saw Heath Slater come out. Looked as though maybe he was going to get his 10 minutes to shine, but we saw Rusev attack Heath Slater from behind. Lana was beside him. Fans, they started to give her a little bit of a reaction, but Rusev sent her to the back. And long story short, Rusev basically cut his promo on Cena, saying he's going to say, "I quit," at the Payback pay-per-view, as the way this is being dubbed right now, at least according to John Cena, with this I Quit match coming up at Payback. It will be the very last time that you'll see Cena and Rusev go one-on-one. Win, lose, or draw, this is pretty much going to be it, because the person's going to say I quit. So in Cena's case, Cena's whole deal is, if some shape or form, if by some twisted luck Rusev is able to make him say I quit, not only does he have that satisfaction, but he takes away the United States title. That's it for John Cena. He never gets an opportunity to take on Rusev again. I mean, that sounds nice and all that, but couldn't we flip the script a little bit? Like, well, what happens if Rusev says, "I quit"? Does this mean he disappears into the great unknown and we don't see him for a couple of months? I mean, we didn't really hear anything like that come about. So I was a little bit like, okay, well, that's great for Cena, but what about Rusev? What the hell? So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe in the coming weeks, something will come to light After all, we did see Lana go into the authorities' office. I think that's definitely something that can maybe be revisited as it gets closer to the pay per view. If Rusev just thinks he has this rematch, he's got it his way. I think that'd be a nice twist that, oh, Lana didn't tell you? Well, if you lose, XYZ is going to happen, you know? I think that'd be interesting. I think I might be on to something with regards to that. Want to take this time out. Thank those of you that's checking us out. You're checking out an all new live. Well, we're live right now as it's 30 minutes past 11 p.m. right now on the East Coast for April 27, 2015. Black Avenger, aka the Black Azrael, Lee Sanders here of the RCWR show, reviewing WWE Raw Fallout. Hope you're enjoying it so far. Let me know how the audio quality is. That's the main thing. We were having problems with our sound card system on the computer from last night, and it was doing all this irritating crackling and, snap, crackle, pop. It was freaking irritating as hell. And we weren't able to do a post show for you guys. So if you missed it earlier, I said that we will be talking about Extreme Rules, and it's not going to be for an hour, I promise you guys, because there's so much other stuff that I want to talk about, especially what's going on with the riots, Bruce Jenner. There's a whole bunch of stuff I want to talk about on our podcast tomorrow night. So make sure you join us for that. Should be we're like going all over the place on that episode. You can catch that 10 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com. If you've never checked out our podcast before and you like podcasts, our podcast is free. We don't charge you, unlike some people. That's my motto. Never have, never will. The day I have to start charging people, we're just gonna like stop this and I'm just gonna go do something else. Maybe for FM, Sirius, I don't know. But if you've never checked out our podcast before, I would highly encourage you to check it out. Especially if you're like, I would say 17 and up, because it's more of mature content. It's more adult oriented and all that. So, I mean, it's one of those type of shows you can just kick back, smoke your mind, and just marinate on all the stuff that I'm bringing to your ears. 10 p.m. Eastern, Spreaker.com. All right. And I was trying to think, Green Bay, Wisconsin. I love that Green Bay, Wisconsin crowd. Green Bay, Wisconsin. I will say every single time WWE comes to Green Bay, the fans there, they're always interactive. They're always energetic. I love it. I love the fact that they were calling Sheamus Foghorn Leghorn. I see that starting to catch on. I think we were one of the first shows that really jumped out there. I'm not saying the only one. I'm just saying we were one of the first to go, hey, this guy kind of looks like Foghorn Leghorn. What the hell is going on? I remember I even made a custom image and I did a side-by-side comparison and all of that. And it's kind of badass to see that that's starting to catch on. Other quick notes that I can bring to your attention about Raw tonight. Ryback. Well, it looks like we finally found out what's in his near future. It is the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt. Now, look, I'm not sure how many of you all may enjoy this. You like this. I don't know how you all feel with regards to this. Honestly, I'm a tad bit disappointed, but then again, I'm happy for Ryback. Now, let me explain that. Some of you are like, you can't have it both ways, Lee. Well, just indulge me. Marinate on this for a few ticks. I feel happy for Ryback because by this position that I'm seeing Ryback in right now and him getting ready to work a program with Bray Wyatt, that says to me that WWE has really been enjoying the work of Ryback the past several months. I'm telling you, ever since he came back from his surgery, I mean, he's just been more focused. He's been more hungry, no pun intended, but he really has been more hungry. Just very passionate, just very determined to do better in the ring. And it's really, really been showing off big time. His matches, the way he moves in the ring physically, the way he handles his opponents. it's more smoother. It's not as rugged as it used to be in previous years. And the support that's coming from the fans. I mean, let's be honest. When Ryback first came to the scene, I mean, he had the fan support that was there. People were doing the Goldberg chants, though. The Goldberg chants were really, really freaking insane. I mean, you couldn't really get away with watching an entire Ryback match without acknowledging, man, this guy's got Goldberg chants. What the hell is going on? And at one point, kind of seemed as though maybe, just maybe, we were going to be put in a situation where we might have gotten a Ryback versus Goldberg match, but seems like WWE, we never will know if WWE made any type of a pursuit to Goldberg, if they tried to give him some type of a nice little package to come back and work a match against Ryback, put him over or whatever. I don't really recall hearing anything from Goldberg saying that WWE did try to come to him to work a match with Ryback. Now that I'm really thinking about it more, I remember Goldberg in some interviews being asked about the Ryback comparisons. That seemed to be the little niche for the people that did get the opportunity to interview Ryback, but I don't recall seeing the question of, has WWE approached you to work with this guy at a future big pay-per-view event, since the two of you are kind of similar? I don't recall seeing that. I'll do some homework, though, and we'll follow up with you all on Tuesday night just to confirm that. But, you think back to how it was when Ryback first made his debut and all that, and then when he got put into the main event scene, wasn't there like 3 pay-per-views? I don't know if it was back to back, but I remember there was like a series of pay-per-views where he had the opportunity to go after the championship, came short a couple of times. One of those times it was kind of like, man, why didn't they put the belt on him? He was white hot. But some could kind of make the argument, and I know we got people that's going to moan and groan when they say this, but some people may say, well, he wasn't ready. I choose to look at it this way. The timing wasn't quite right just yet. And I think we all can be in agreement, those of us that's been watching Ryback since he made his debut in the WWE. I'm not talking about his previous gimmick. I'm talking about as Ryback, the guy that first made his debut on SmackDown and all that, going to now, these couple of years later. I think if you look at the evolution of Ryback and you just compare the eras, I think a lot of people will be like, yeah, the Ryback that we have today is 10 times better than the Ryback we were first introduced to. Yes, this Ryback that we have at present, yeah, he deserves to have like a main event run in due time. Hell, he deserves to have a championship run in due time. Part of me is happy about the placement that he's in because he's getting the opportunity to work with Bray Wyatt. And honestly, I'm just thinking of the promos, and we got a little bit of a taste of it tonight, at least from Bray Wyatt's part. I think this is going to be a fantastic feud, quite honestly. I look forward to seeing what happens in the next several weeks, more specifically how these two are able to really interact with one another. I can't wait to see this go down. We actually saw Bray Wyatt attack Ryback, laid him out. I love how it was explained too in the ring of Bray Wyatt just physically dominating Ryback. We saw Ryback, he just started to charge at Bray Wyatt, and Bray was just able to just catch that momentum of him just charging towards him, turned it into a Sister Abigail just in one nice fluid motion. Great spot that they had right there. I also got to give some props to Seth Rollins, Kane. Great way for the show to open up. As far as I can recall, that was really like the only promo that we had got tonight. No authority again. I know some of you are like, yay, no 20, no 30-minute promos. But the promo tonight between Kane and Seth Rollins, man, I'm like, I want to see these two guys just beat the crap out of each other already. And I'm hoping that after Payback, maybe it'll go down at the next pay-per-view after that. I think the next pay-per-view, tempted to say the next pay-per-view might be Money in the Bank. I don't want to give you guys the wrong information, so let me just look online right now, and I can tell you which pay-per-view is coming up here. All right. So we got Payback coming up on May 17th. Yeah, I called it right. Money in the Bank is the one coming up after that. Those of you that's curious, Money in the Bank will be in Columbus, Ohio on June 14th at the Nationwide Arena. So, but I mean, I said it, I think last week on our Monday night show. I got to say it again. Seth Rollins, Kane, they've got some really great chemistry between each other. I love how Seth came at Kane and he called him the Crypt Keeper. Almost similar to what I said last week, because I was talking about the whole Ghostbusters gatekeeper thing. He went way back in. I love the 90s reference, especially the knock at Kane, because when you think about it, Kane's been around since the 90s. So I kind of love that nice little touch that Seth had did. And I love how Kane came right on back. And he went with the whole Justin Bieber reference. And then you add Roman Reigns out. Roman Reigns, by the way, he is getting more and more comfortable on that microphone. Are you guys noticing that? He is becoming more and more, I think, better than the Roman Reigns that we got post-Shield. I think he is really notice the booze. Kind of got to go back to Ryback as well. Once Ryback came back from his little injury or whatever, the Goldberg chants died down. Now you practically don't hear him. You might not hear him at all. And then you look at Roman Reigns, the boos, they've kind of gone down a little bit. And but the promo work past couple of weeks, including what I saw tonight, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's a situation where the writers are just saying, go out there, these are your bullet points, have fun. But it just seems like somebody writing team-wise has just really loosened up on him big time. And whatever is going on, keep it going, because I'm really, I've never had a problem with Roman Reigns. I mean, if anything, and I've always said this, I've always felt that the timing of him was a little bit off, considering the placement with the Royal Rumble and all that other stuff. And then Daniel Bryan, wrong place, wrong time. I'll say that till I'm blue in the face. They really should have had Daniel Bryan come back after WrestleMania. First Raw, the night after WrestleMania, would have made all the sense in the world. Maybe he would still be around today. Maybe he would still be at 100%. Good segue, as we got a Daniel Bryan health update. Daniel Bryan, the way it's looking right now, at least we got an update from Bray, as far as she's concerned. Basically, Daniel Bryan just wants to do everything he can to come back to the WWE. We are not getting an ETA right now on when he's going to be coming back. But I think WWE is really trying to give this young man all the opportunities in the world to try to come back if he can physically before they have to. I think that would just be so heartbreaking to take the belt off of him again. But let me say this, if that situation occurs where they take the belt off of him again, do not expect for WWE to put the belt, any type of belt on him for that matter, around his waist again for quite some time. Because, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Enough said. Speaking of Brie, as she was talking to Renee Young backstage segment about the health condition of Daniel Bryan, we actually saw her get attacked by Naomi, and this had set up a match between the two. Decent match. Who am I kidding? That match was rather, it just seemed sloppy. I don't know why. I don't know if it was Brie Naomi, I know what she's capable of. I've seen her in some really great matches, but there was something about the match between these two girls tonight that it just ruffled me the wrong way. It just looked sloppy. That might not be popular for some of you guys, but I mean, if you go back and you watch it, you'll kind of see what I'm talking about. It just looked sloppy. Speaking of sloppy, nah, yeah. Speaking of sloppy, New Day, they had a match. Looks like they're bringing in the Freebird rule. Look that up if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Google, Bing search is your best friend. The Freebird rule. That's what you want to look up. Has to do with Michael P.S. Hayes. Backstreet of LPA. Sorry. Anyway, lost my train of thought right there. New Day. They defeated Tyson Kidd and Cesaro. Trying to think if this was for the tag belts. I'm not sure. I want to say it was a rematch, but I'm not. No, I don't think it was a rematch. But I know this Friday on SmackDown, they will have a rematch for the tag belts. That much I do recall. And just a heads up for you WWE fans out there that cannot stand New Day, I have a bone to pick with you guys that go to these WWE live events and all that. So when New Day begins clapping and it's New Day sucks, New Day sucks, you know, you may feel genuinely like, I can't stand New Day. That stable sucks. I wish they would get the hell out of the ring. I wish they get the hell out of off my TV. I'm tired of these guys, especially if you're African American and you're like, I don't like seeing these typecast African Americans coming out dancing and skipping their ass to the ring and you know, only thing missing is a bucket of fried chicken and watermelon, you know. If you're frustrated like me, be smart. Don't chant New Day sucks. Instead, when they clap, don't give them a reaction. Don't even boo them. Because, see, what y'all thought you were doing and being clever, saying New Day sucks and all that, you basically sent the wrong message to the people in the back. Well, I can hear it now. Listen to that. I think we're on to something here with these guys. Yeah, listen to the fans. Yeah, they don't like them. That's good. You're making these guys get a reaction, and as the old saying goes, any reaction is better than no reaction. Like when you go to these live events, start treating New Day like Adam Rose. You don't care. You know what I'm saying? You simply do not care. That's the best way to operate. You guys that's in front of the hard camera with your New Day sucks signs and all that other stuff, when you see New Day come out and it's time for the match, I like to just see the first 3 rows, everybody just turn their back away from the hard camera. Refuse to watch the match until it's over. I've never seen anybody do this. I'm waiting for the day when we can see a situation goes down where that is really sticking it to the WWE if you're seeing stuff that you don't like. Honorable mention, Damien Sandow. He came out, very interesting promo that he cut. He talked about when he first joined the WWE. He talked about how he was put in a bathrobe and the evolution from that to Magneto, Brett Sandow Hart, LeBron James, Mr. McMahon, Damien Mizdow, and he basically said, you know, he wouldn't have a career in the WWE if it wasn't for the fans, and he thanked them. And as far as what was next for him in his future, he said he wasn't really sure. We saw Curtis Axel come out, Axelmania interruption right there, and we saw Sandow mimicking everything that Axel was doing. Made Axel pretty ticked off. He tried to attack Sandow. Sandow was able to get the upper hand on him. Heard some new music play for Sandow. Not really sure how to make of it. Sounds like it needs some work. I can go end up on a couple of things real quickly. As far as do I think Damien Sandow will be able to succeed um, on the main roster? Anything is possible. I mean, WWE, they're giving him a chance. The promo that I saw him cut tonight, the vibe I was kind of getting, it kind of seemed as if WWE was kind of saying, okay, we're gonna let you go out here next couple of weeks, and we're gonna allow you to let your true character show a little bit, so you can continue to make that connection with the fans. The in-ring ability is there. I mean, he's always had some type of a connection, some type of a reaction from the fans. But I need to see a little bit more. I don't want to just rush to a premature decision right now. I'm definitely curious where it's going to go. My spidey sense is tingling a little bit. That says, and I hope I'm wrong, but the vibe I'm kind of getting right now is, I'm kind of getting a CM, not a CM Punk, but I'm kind of getting. You remember when Daniel Bryan first came to the WWE, and it's like you knew about all his success and ROH and all that other stuff, but like when he came to the WWE, he just seemed so out of his element. Remember clean shaven, small, very petite looking Daniel Bryan, and you're kind of like, for some of you, you're like, this is Daniel Bryan. This is the guy I kept hearing about that was doing his thing in ROH and other indie promotions. Like, I don't see what the big deal is. But then when he got in the ring, you're like, yeah, oh man, he's phenomenal. But look at him. I'm just kind of getting that same vibe a little bit with regards to the character that's starting to take shape for Damien Sandow. That's just first impressions, right? Um, but I hope I'm wrong with the way I'm feeling right now. That's why I said I need to see a little bit more before I can go full blown with regards to that. Other than that, though, that's pretty much it. So on the WWE Network tomorrow night, looks like for your King of the Ring semifinals, it's going to be uh, Wade Barrett, who's going to face R-Truth. Meanwhile, you'll have Sheamus take on Neville. And then I would think that the finals will take place on Raw next week, unless they're looking to wrap it up on the WWE Network. I'm not really sure. All right, let's get to you guys' comments on that. No, then, as far as Raw goes tonight, solid show overall. I will definitely give it a pass this week. All right, let's see what we got. Luke said he came in a little bit late. There's a cool thing that we have on here now. I don't know how many of y'all are aware of it, but when we're live and you missed a whole chunk, you can actually just play from the beginning. That's the really cool part I love about this. So those of you that missed it, just hit the rewind back. All right. See what we got coming in right here. J Rock, what's up, man? Personally, I thought the Sandow segment was a little too silly and over the top with all the mimicking. Yeah, I was getting the same kind of vibe myself, but I thought I have to disagree with you. I thought the timing of when it stopped was on time, because it was starting to become a little, okay, can we nip this in the bud? And it was like right when you start thinking that, they did nip it in the bud. I think if it would have went over by 5 minutes, it definitely would have been overkill. Kind of reminds you of every single SNL skit that's going down or has gone down over the years, doesn't it? That's SNL for you. Luke, say Lee, I tuned in to the show late, so I don't know if you've already addressed this, but if not, what's your thoughts on Booker T saying Owen Hart didn't defy gravity like Neville does, and people on social media bashing him for saying that? I mean, to his credit, he did apologize on his Twitter afterwards, but what's your thoughts on that? He also goes on to say, great show, but he's sick and tired of Rusev Cena. And this is coming from one of Cena's biggest fans, as Luke's is a big Cena fan, but he doesn't really want to watch the match again for the fourth time at Payback. But nonetheless, he thought it was a decent Raw. All right. With regards to what Booker T said, I think I understand why people on social media bashed him. And let's just marinate on that, everybody all together. For those of you that's kind of like, I don't see what the big deal is. Booker T saying Owen Hart didn't defy gravity like Neville does. Now, think about the circumstances surrounding Owen Hart's death. Yeah, poor choice of words that Booker T had made. God, I hope that his book is more on point than what he put out there tonight, which I will be reviewing in the next couple of weeks because I have his book on standby. It's with some other stuff I'll be reviewing for you guys. Um, I think people just need to let loose. Look, we can all be in agreement. Those were a poor choice of words that Booker T had said. He should have thought about it a little bit more carefully. If he was allowed to go a little bit rogue uh, in saying that, or if maybe, and I highly doubt that somebody was in his ear and told him to say that. I truly believe he was just trying to do what he could to put over Neville. But of all the people to kind of make the similarities in, yeah, I don't. I definitely feel that he should not have mentioned Owen Hart. I don't think I need to go more in depth about that, right, guys? I think we can all be in agreement on that, right? Poor choice of words, not smart. The fact that he apologized, I think he understands that. I truly believe in my heart of hearts he meant no malice. Because let me tell you something. I'll say this, and we'll move on to the rest of the questions. Over the years, people that I've had the opportunity to interact with, whether it be a wrestler or just somebody that's just involved in the wrestling business or knows people in the wrestling business, from side conversations that I've had off air with people that I know that have worked with Booker T. They have nothing but good things to say about him. They say he is one of the most nicest people that you will ever come across. And honestly, that's the vibe that I pick up from him every time I watch him on TV. He seems like a person that, I could see myself shooting pool and having a couple of brews with. He just seems that laid back. I just feel in my heart of hearts, though, just to say this and move along, it was just a poor choice of words, and we need to move on. No reason to escalate this any further, right? See what we got going on here. Weston Lee, do you think Bo Dallas growing out facial hair means he will soon be tagging with his brother Wyatt? I think you're reading a little bit too much into the whole beard thing. Because if we're gonna go with beards and all that, I'm trying to go for the new Gene Snitsky look. I don't know. Seamus. How about that entrance, Nikki? Nikki said Seamus. How badass would it be if, like, when you get ready to go to work, like, you get the lights just go dim, and then, like, it's this big bright freaking white flash comes on, and you just go fella. That would just be badass. That's a hell of an entrance. Let's see what else we got here. All right, Joey answered our Street Fighter question. He said, I hope I'm pronouncing this name right. Damtra. Damtra is apparently a Russian character in Street Fighter. Is she sexy though? That's what I want to know. Let's see if she's sexy. If she's sexy, I don't know. Maybe we'll put her in the show thumbnail for tonight. Let's see. Yeah, she's not coming up. I guess I gotta say Street Fighter here. Hang on, guys. I gotta see how this girl looks. But Chun Li got some thick thighs and a nice big fat old. I don't see her. You sure you got the name right spelled? Come on back with that. Yeah, man. See, now I want to play Street Fighter. Now I want to like go play as Chung Li. Back in the day, I used to beat everybody's ass with Chung Li, man. Let's see. Seeing how you all are voting right now on who you think is going to win King of the Ring, I see we got Bad News Barrett. I see Neville. Neville's popped up a few times. Let's see. Come on, guys, get in there some more. Again, in case you might have missed it, I want to know who you all think is going to win the King of the Ring tournament. There's already a couple of names that's out there. So rather than just continue to put the names out there, if you first see the name, try to look to see if the name of the person you're thinking is going to win has already been posted. And if it is, just click on it, give it a vote up. And if it's not there, then you're more than welcome to submit your name on who you think is going to win. And like I said, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern on Spreaker.com, depending on the volume of votes we get, if it's enough, I'll definitely reveal the results. And then, we can kind of go from there, because I'm curious who you think is going to win this. But keep those comments coming, man. Love it. See what else we got going on here. DOK, you know who you are. Hey, Lee, just wondering, why don't Divas do Extreme Rules matches? I'd like to see a Divas Money in the Bank match. I think it would be a great storyline for content. Thoughts? Love the show. From Ireland. Keep it up. Because they are not. Damn, I can't believe I'm making this comparison. But I'm gonna jump out there. I'm gonna jump out there because they're divas. Because they are made to look beautiful. They are made to look like eye candy. And we just can't see eye candy in the middle of the ring messing each other up with steel chairs and barbed wire and tables. That's just too barbaric. I mean, that just sends the wrong message. Especially when you think about the Susan G. Komen Foundation that's been involved with the WWE for the past couple of years, trying to spread breast cancer awareness. Then you have the whole "Don't be a bully, be a star" campaign. Read to your children. What other programs you got? You got running. You got Connor's Cure. All this stuff that I'm naming so far. I mean, you can really get to the emotions of a woman and pitching all this stuff that's of positive energy that WWE is doing. You feel what I'm saying? But if you want to see all that now, I have a ton of promotions that you can check out. I mean, you can go to WSU, you can go to Shimmer, you can go to Shine, you can go to TNA. I mean, they got their whole knockouts. They're doing their thing over there. My God, who else you got? Or if you're feeling nostalgic like me, you can check out WEW. Women's Extreme Wrestling. You can check them out. I mean, you got a whole bunch of options if you want to see women get very extreme. As far as a Divas Money in the Bank match, maybe in 2 years, when like practically all of the women that's working in NXT come up the main roster. Maybe then you can kind of do something like that. Look, as it stands right now with the current Divas division, those two ideas you mentioned, I just don't see that happening. And as much as I would like to see that happen, let me say this. I'd like to see WCW Hog Wild come back, but under WWE, but it's just not going to happen. Those ideas, I just don't see that happening. I just don't. And if I had to pick one that I would like to see go down, given the current state of the WWE and everything that I just mentioned before, I'd rather see a Divas Money in the Bank match. I can just imagine the advocate groups and all. Oh my God, it's funny. They get on WWE, but they don't get on the other companies. I guess they don't get on the other companies because the other companies don't have a major TV deal distribution. I guess that's what it is. And Dawn, I love you, but you ask me questions that unfortunately I can never address on our show because I try to keep it raw oriented. And I just want to make sure we have everybody on the same page, like going forward. When Titus was here, there would be so many nights where Raw would go off the air that it was kind of like, well, what are we going to talk about? Because Raw was lackluster and we really didn't want to do a show. So it was kind of like to keep ourselves entertained and go back and forth. Me and him would pick up, different topics we could talk about on the show. But like now, since it's like a one-man show again, for me, I just like to talk about Raw. And then like any wrestling questions, like I think this is a really good question. My thoughts on Vern Gaia passing away. Um, that's like a completely different topic. It's wrestling related, but it's a completely different topic that deserves to get the spotlight that it gets on our podcast. Now, I can tell you this. If you guys love podcasts, I think in some shape or form you do because you're checking this out. So in some shape or form, you like listening to people, shows and all that. Check out the podcast. And as always, if you have a question you like for me to address on the podcast, you can definitely just post it and I'll either respond to you directly and let you know that I'll talk about it on the podcast. Also, you can leave a voicemail message. All you got to do is go to our infinity1productions.com website, click on the great tab, RCWR show voicemail. No cost to you. It's free. Make your point. I think you have like 90 seconds or less to make your point, and we'll address it then. But that's the best way you can do it. Okay. So one show in the books. We got one more Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. I will only for the first few minutes, I'll talk about the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. I'll give you all my overall thoughts about the event. We'll touch upon that. We'll touch upon the Bruce Jenner interview that's had a lot of people talking. Something that's hit close to home over here for me is the Baltimore riots. We'll talk more about that. I will be talking very candid about that. So that's going to be one damn good episode, I promise you guys. So make sure you join us for that. And in the meantime, if it's your first time checking us out, love to have you subscribe so you never miss out on all the great content we do for you here on a weekly basis. ROH doesn't count because they don't really have a women's division, Malik. And unfortunately, that's the truth. I mean, every time I stick my head in ROH, I don't really see anything happening from them as far as their women's division goes. And whatever women that they do have, they're rolling out and they're going to other promotions, or they're just made to be valets or eye candy. So ROH in my book right now does not count. Sorry about that, but I wish I could give ROH a nod, but I can't. So for the very latest in wrestling and beyond, do check out our website. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like, I'm thinking about the riots and all that because I know people that live out there. So my mind's like elsewhere. We'll shut this down. Give it a thumbs up, please. When you do, you're basically showing your love and appreciation for us YouTube video creators. And even if you give me a dislike, I just hope you know I'm still getting paid. I'm just saying, we wish you to be safe and be kind to one another. We'll see you next go round. Everybody take care.